There is a lot of money in crypto. That is undoubtedly true. There's a lot of money in crypto. And I think that's why people are so, and companies are so like, well, we got to get on it because, okay, here's a really interesting side tangent. Clearly, NFTs are really controversial. They bring out a lot of cynicism, hatred. Like they are, like my Twitter timeline is constantly people just shit talking NFTs all the time. Like shit talking people who are into them. You know, trashing the NFT, like the Twitter NFT adaptation, like constantly. And then there's another group of people that are just so into NFTs that is pretty much all they talk about. It's all they talk about. It's not like there's very little middle ground here. It's like you either really hate them and you just talk trash about NFTs and people who like them, or you are obsessed with them. And it's interesting because the people who are obsessed with them, like they don't care.
Sub-Zero finish in cheered 1000 bits. NFTs are good and bad.
Sub-Zero, thank you for the 1000 bits. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, Peanut. Yeah, that makes sense. That I can totally see. You're saying there's no happy medium? Sounds like politics these days. Well, so what I find interesting is not the people who hate them. It's the people who are using NFTs, have NFTs, are using the Hexagon profile pics, and they don't care that people like vehemently, and the majority of people really don't like them. NFTs, that is. I'm seeing people who are in the gaming industry, in the streaming industry, you know, I see both sides, and the people who are in the minority who like NFTs right now, really, they don't care. They don't care that people will block you, people will not work with you, people will not want to talk to you anymore. If you have a Hexagon profile pic, you will lose followers. You may gain followers from just the crypto NFT people, but you will lose, you know, relationships, you know, business contacts, friendships potentially. Like people will judge you severely. I know exactly who you're talking about, Cookie. I know exactly who you're talking about. That's like one person on my mind on this. Like, to me, that's really fascinating. Like that is like, that's why I have this idea of like are these people like really like are they just down a rabbit hole? Like, is this as detrimental as people who went down the anti-vax COVID isn't real rabbit hole, or the people that went down the MAGA rabbit hole? Like, is this just a different rabbit hole that people have gone deep down and stuck into and like can't see or acknowledge anything outside of that? And I think the pandemic has a lot to do with it. I think that's why you're seeing all these very niche, bizarre, cult-like circles that are forming. Like I said, some of them are really obvious, right? Like, because social media has changed so much in the last 2 years because everyone is on social media. Everyone stopped going out, hunkered down at home, worked from home, and went down some serious social media rabbit holes. It's just the space has changed so much. Society as a whole has changed so much. And the thing is, that's why like this whole crypto NFT and like obsession, it's not going away. It's not. Like, I think that for at least the near future, you can say, I don't need to think about NFTs or crypto. I don't need crypto. I don't care about crypto. I don't know how long that is gonna last. We have entered, I think starting in 2016, we truly entered like a completely different reality that there's no going back to whatever pre-2016 was. There is no going back. We are entirely just in a totally new functioning, I don't know, I use that term loosely, functioning society. And there is no normalcy. This is the new normal. Like, it's all these circles of people, and the truth isn't really that important anymore. And what's right isn't really that important anymore. People are creating their own realities. And I don't just mean like, I mean, obviously we have the metaverse and Web 3.0, and that's a new reality people are forming, but there's just people's perception of reality is totally different and not grounded in logic and facts. And I don't know how that changes. I don't know how that I don't know how you change that or get out of that. I think that's just gonna be life now, which is really scary. Like, I literally starting to sweat just thinking about that, like a world that just isn't even based on truth and logic anymore. But I think that's just where we're at. Sorry to be so existential. I'm telling you, caffeinated coffee is it just hits different, you know? Wonder that same thing is just here in the States or if it's all over the world. Okay, well, let's talk outside the US. If you're outside the US, help me out. What is social media like for you? What's the news like for you? What is your perception of what's happening? Because to me, it's not just, social media is universal. It's not just US. You know, I know I know the UK has their own issues. I mean, there's a lot of anti-vax issues in other countries. Is my perspective more like, is it closely aligned with just the US? I just don't think it is. Just because, where do you want to start? Yeah, I don't know, Ross, but I don't know. I'm back from lunch. We can start now, dude. We started, I don't even know how long ago. We've been going. We had issues long before all this stuff. Yeah, I think those issues are just so exacerbated because of online just validation that anyone can experience. You don't have to understand what the truth is. You can just find your own truth. I don't know. Personally, I don't know how to reconcile that. You know, maybe it's saying, F it. I'm gonna build my own reality now. I'll choose what's right and wrong for me and just whatever. You know, people are gonna hate you no matter what. Like, it sucks because I try so hard to like make good decisions and, you know, like being rooted in logic and finding out facts and trying to do good and educate, and I'm like, why am I doing this? and also I'm not perfect. And you know, I run into trouble, and I don't know if that's even avoidable at this point. I think that you could be as try hard perfect as possible, and people will still find reasons to talk smack about you, to bring you down, to hate you, to block you, judge you. There's your problem, lol, but also why we love you. I don't know. It's so fascinating and scary, and it's just wild how things have changed so much. You sound a bit down for this Monday. I'm not down. I feel I'm kind of accepting. I'm getting better at accepting this reality and not being so down about it. It's still tough, you know, to deal with, to see people who, I mean, dude, there's still rhetoric going around about like people think that wearing a mask like spreads COVID. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. Like, people cannot, I don't think people can be helped. I don't think that there's just so many people that cannot be helped in that regard. And so, you know what? I'll just do me. I'll just focus on me, focus on doing me. Put the blinders on, all right? Give me some blinders, all right? I'm just gonna focus on me and what I can do and whatever, man. I can't change the world. I wanted to, but I don't think I can. I think the best that I can do is try to help this industry that I'm a part of. Try to educate streamers to be better, creators to be more insightful. I think I can still make a difference in my space, in this community, in my circle. I feel like that I'm gonna have to settle for that instead of trying to, you know, I don't know. I just wanted the whole world to be better, you know? I wanted society. I wanted humanity to be better. You know? Maybe that was always too idealistic. But I'm dismantling that, I think. I think it's so draining. It is so draining to want the world to progress, to be more equitable, more equal, just better. You know, I just don't think that like we should be living to work. I'm a potato. Like, who does that benefit? That doesn't benefit me and you. Like, we live to serve others still. I just feel like, man, we're all humans. Like, you know, we should have some guarantees to live, be fed, have a house, you know, have some safety. You know, like, I don't know. It's like, why is that such a bad concept? Why is that so villainized? Like, why do we have to be better than other people? You know, why do we need to climb a ladder while, you know, stepping other people along the way, you know? Like, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I play LOL and company time. Nice. That's why I started working less. Screw sacrificing my own life and time for someone else to get rich. Yeah. No, I'm not saying, oh, none of us should contribute to society. And, you know, there's always this negative rhetoric. You know, you just want to be lazy and have a free ride. It's like, man. And it's always people that are like literally getting stepped on that say this, that are just getting this messaging from like the ultra rich that have been taking advantage of you. And then they pass this messaging down. There's this whole working class sentiment of like, yeah, man, you gotta be a hard worker. And like, that's like, yeah, that's fundamental, is working hard and, you know, just serving others. It's like, man, we could all be like pretty happy if like, you know, we all had our needs met. And, you know, I think people would like to contribute to society, but in a way that's, you know, what they like to do, not forced to do things. And, you know, I think if people were healthy and had their needs met and were happy, like, people would want to contribute to society more, you know? When I take a month of unemployment benefits, oh my gosh. Wait, you get like a month off? Who doesn't want to work their butt off until you're 70 and then you can just enjoy life? What? Like, when you're 70 years old, yeah, like, what? That sucks. Enjoy my life when I can barely walk anymore. I just want to be a hardly worker. This is why I retired at 25. Amazing. Amazing, yeah. So anyways, we went really off what we were initially talking about, but I mean, I'm gonna be 30 in 3 days, okay? And I've spent most of my 20s working. And I mean, streaming has been fun, don't get me wrong. It's an awesome job and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But you know, it leaves me wondering about my future. Like, I mean, clearly I'm only streaming 3 days a week at this point. So like, I'm not, I still work outside of that. I still work 40 plus hours, but what about your panel? Shh, Frostbite, shh, okay. Jeez, my hair is so crazy today. Birthday hi! Thanks, Ultimate! Trying to tame the hair right now. I want like a little bit in the front, not all of it. Alright. If we're here to braid, no. Just keep feeding the machine, Loco. Look, I mean, I'm lucky because I work for myself. You know, I am not being smothered as hard by the man. You know, I get to work for myself, and I generally enjoy my work. I mean, that's the thing. I have the luxury to do what I love and do the things that I'm enjoying, and I do work a lot because of that. Because I have the freedom to not work, so I choose to work. So I mean, I'm more fortunate than most people, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be 30, and so, you know, I gotta think about my future. I gotta make sure I'm prepared. Like, I mean, I don't have a house. I don't have a family. You know, who knows what my future holds, you know? I mean, am I gonna be, I'm not gonna be 40 years old and like trying to stream full time, trying to play video games when I'm 40, you know, being a hip gamer. Yo, what's up, cool kids? You know, I don't know. I can't keep up with the Gen Zers, man. I don't, they have a whole other language at this point. I mean, I'm not. You have a family, booger count. Why not? Because I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to. That's the main reason is, and it's also so volatile, so risky and it's unsustainable. If you're gaming at 40, I will watch and I'll like it. Dude, I mean, I still, like, I'm not saying I'm not going to stream or that I wouldn't ever play games again. I'm not saying I'm going to quit playing games, but, you know, I'm trying to enjoy video games on my own terms and not, like, just playing video games as a job all the time, you know? Teenagers are so hard to understand these days. Yeah. So, I just turned 40 a couple weeks ago, but right now I'm still trying to figure out some things I want to do with my life, even making some possible changes too. Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, you know, entering my 30s, I need to think about my future, and like, I do like, I mean, look, Streamer Square, Solar Stream, like, those are the things that I think could be, like, you know, the job, and streaming and playing video games and hanging out with you guys is like my fun. I mean, I do these shows and they require prep, and this is work, like prepping my content and getting guests together for shows, and I love it. But you know, I have to think about, like, okay, where do I see myself in 10 years? A lot of creators don't think about 10 years into their future. They're living in the now. Now, if you make millions of dollars, you can do that. You don't have to worry about your future. You're probably set. But for creators like myself, like, you know, I make enough to pay the bills, and I hope I can continue doing that on, you know, a lesser schedule. But you know, my future is not secure. So as I turn 30, I need to think about those things. I need to think about what is my roadmap? You know, how do I continue existing in this space, and doing things that I enjoy doing and having those financially support me? Those are big questions that I need to think about. How's a 401k going? Yeah, we don't get one of those. Don't know if you know that, Gregor, but we're self-employed, so we're not contracted with Twitch. Are we all turning 30 this year, King Todd? We're growing up so fast. We're growing up so dang fast. Sell some Booker farts as the first ever smell-based NFT. Dude, genius. Genius. Though Booker farts would be they would need some serious health warnings on the label. Roadmap, that would have been a good idea. Yeah, Aaron, like I do have some of that stuff set up, but like ever since I started taking Streamer Square more seriously, like that's pretty much where my money is going, is to help make that a thing. So like I'm not able to really invest right now in my future. I'm investing in my nearer future, I guess you could say. So like I started setting up some of that stuff before I got before we launched Solo Stream. But you know, now I need to use it for my projects, to accomplish my 10-year roadmap, and not necessarily my 30-year, 40-year roadmap. I don't know when you retire, but somewhere around there. Who knows by the time I'm actually that age. The retirement age, by the time I get up there, is probably gonna be like 90. Oh, 90, totally normal retirement age.